Hi everyone, Miss Mel and I are here to talk a little bit about high school Spanish. The goal of this presentation is to answer any of your questions that you may have had over the past couple of months, to make sure that you understand the due dates, you're familiar with Infinite Campus, and that you also know who to contact when you have a question. If we don't answer your question during this slide presentation, please let Miss Mel or I know. We're here to help in any way that we can. During the presentation, some of our iCademy friends that are taking high school Spanish will have some special instructions, so be listening carefully for those.
Many of you have seen this visual before because this is how we started Spanish this semester, talking about the importance of Spanish and what our end in mind is for learning a second language. We want to reiterate that this is a core class here at iCademy Global, which means that you should be investing your time into Spanish just like you would in any of the other classes that you are taking. We say that there's an average about an hour a day spent on each of the classes that you take, and that counts for Spanish too. We know that all of you are working at different schedules throughout the week, and so that's why we said on average an hour a day of Spanish is what needs to be invested into this course. So as you know, this Spanish course that you are currently in is a course that is done online, which means that makes you an online learner. There are a few key points here that we want to talk through with you in order for you to have success in our virtual learning course. The first thing is to plan it out. It is our job as teachers and your job as students to help you make sure you know how to find a plan and make a plan of your own. Whatever you decide to use to plan out your day and your week and your sessions of learning here at iCademy is up to you. We've got a lot of videos on our announcement page that help you learn how to make a to-do list from the course calendar and input that to-do list in whatever planning tool you've decided to use for yourself. Some of you have a planner that you can hold in your hands and flip through. Some of you have a notebook with a to-do list that you make each morning. Some of you use something online, whether it's through your Outlook or through an iCal on your iPod. Whatever you use, all we say is that you need to have something, because having a plan and making a plan is the first step in investing in your learning. The second thing is don't forget to use the organizational tools that we have provided for you too. Every course that iCademy has an online calendar that goes with that course. You see a visual of that here. We're going to dive in a little bit deeper to exactly how to use those calendars in just a moment. But don't forget that these are there to help you. We invest a lot of time into making sure that they are accurate and helpful for our students. Along with all of those things, one of the roles that you have is a note taker. And this applies to all of your courses, I'm sure, but specifically to second language learning. We have videos on our announcement page that talk specifically about how to take notes in Spanish, having different sections like vocabulario, gramática, y cultura, and how to take notes best in each of those sections. This is only helpful for you guys. It is an investment in your learning. And every lesson of every unit that you have in Spanish, you should be taking notes inside of that. And last but certainly not least, questions are essential for helping you feel confident and comfortable in your course. There are many different ways that you can ask questions, and we want to provide you the easiest and most efficient way to do so. And we're going to talk more about that in a second. Remember, no question is too small, and no question is too silly. All of those questions matter for us, and that's why we're here. So one big question that we get often is, how do I know what is due? Well, as you see here on the screen, this is one example of a Spanish course calendar from one of our Spanish courses. Now, all of you are taking different courses, so your specific calendars are specific to the course that you are taking. This course calendar will be your guide to know what is on your to-do list each day. This guide is there to help you keep on track or ahead of track. Each day is labeled with the lesson that needs to be completed by that day in order for you to stay on track. But again, you can go ahead if you want to. And you can also look at what lessons are coming up and what breaks are coming up, because it's so important to have that end in mind, especially in a visual like this calendar. The labels that are listed here correspond to the folders that house the coursework on the left-hand navigation menu. On the left-hand menu, you guys should see all of the units for the whole semester. Inside each unit are the folders that are labeled like what is here on the calendar. Your unit exams do have exact due dates, again, in order to help keep you guys on track. Those due dates are meant for you to use as a guide to help make sure that that specific unit is done by that due date. I know all of you are working at different times and different paces. That's the beauty of Just Right Learning. So in order to accommodate the Just Right Learning of all of our students for Spanish, we have structured flexibility. We have some flexibility in exactly when the specific assignments are due, but each unit does need to be due by the due date in order to help keep you on track or ahead of the game. This is what is already in Infinite Campus, and I know this is a repeat for some of you. We just want to make sure that everyone is on the same page. If you have any questions about your specific course calendar, please let us know. That's why I'm here.
Infinite Campus. Infinite Campus is where you are going to find the most up-to-date grades. These grades will be updated by your teachers each Friday so that you, as you head into the weekend, you know exactly where your students are at. In iCademy families that are taking high school Spanish, it's just a little bit different for you. You'll still use Infinite Campus as your place where the grades are most up to date. However, you won't be able to get that information through your iCademy account. You will have to log out and log into an iCademy account in order to get their high school Spanish grade. We tried to make the two systems talk together, but that is just not possible at this time. So unfortunately, you have to log in and log out to see your child's grades. But please know that on Friday, you can look at those grades and be rest assured that those are the accurate grades for your child in that class. What happens when I have a question? Well, we have virtual offices, and they're open each day from Monday through Friday from 9 to 3. We use these as a way for you to have immediate access to your teachers. Your teachers will be in the virtual office, and if you have a question, they'll be there to answer that. If you need some extra help, they can pull you into a room and they can make sure that you'll understand it by using the whiteboard or any other of the electronic tools that we have. You may also work with other students in the virtual office. So if two students are working on the same thing, we may send you to a breakout room so that you can collaborate together. So virtual offices have a lot of purposes and are just a great way to stay connected. For iCademy high school Spanish students, the same holds true. From 9 to 3, we want you to log in, but instead of logging into a high school virtual office, you're going to log into the middle school virtual office, and that link is below. The reason for this is Ms. Mel spends a lot of time in the middle school virtual office, and we want to make sure that during your Spanish class, you're able to access her for information. What happens if it's outside of Monday through Friday at that 9 to 3 time? You can email and call us anytime. That is what we are here for. Our information is at the bottom, and you can also in your class go to the staff information right here, and it will give Ms. Mel's phone number or any of her information that you may need in order to get a hold of her. Please let us know if you have any questions. That is what we're here for.
So we hope this was really helpful for you guys as far as maybe answering some questions or even just solidifying some things that you already knew. We wanted to also prepare you guys for what's coming up next. I can't believe it, but we're almost to the end of first semester already. And so we wanted to just kind of put on your radar that semester 1 does end on Thursday, January 19 at midnight. This means that your first semester of high school Spanish is going to need to be done by then. To end your high school Spanish course for this semester, you're going to need to complete your semester exam. All of you are in different Spanish classes, and so your next class, your semester 2 class work, actually starts on Monday the 23rd. And if you have specific questions about your semester 2 class, what units we're doing, or what are some of the big goals that we'll have for you, please contact us specifically so we can make sure to answer the question as it pertains to you and the course that you guys are going to be taking. Muchas gracias y adiós.